Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you very much for joining me here today. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to look at Gala, see what's going on here with this guy, and obviously peek over Bitcoin first, see what's up with that too, because we always need to understand Bitcoin behavior. If you can be like a Bitcoin professional, altcoins make tremendously much more sense. It's just the right way to go, and that's why we look at this here. So just to quickly preface, the 1 hour chart, we can see, some sharp increases, and then of course some sharp decrease followed by an increase. Kind of a bit of manipulation where people are just, some whales are buying a bunch, driving the price up, selling a bunch, and buying a bunch. You see this happen a lot in consolidation phases after a major sell-off. So kind of testing the waters, kind of seeing what's available, how high they can go. But what we can see here, though, is at 49,000 approximately, plus minus a couple dollars, is a pretty strong support level in the short term. I wouldn't say strong is a great word probably for it, because ultimately it doesn't look like it was tested much except for a 4 hour time frame, but it did hold right there and then came back up. So obviously someone somewhere thought 49,000 was a good value and drove the price back up. So that's a good sign, right, in the overall sense of the word. Now, not to say that we won't see the price decrease any further, but if it does continue to increase, we get the 1 day candlestick to close and consolidate a little bit closer to 52,000, just above, then we'll be in much better shape. I'd feel much more comfortable taking positions at that point, because then we're above a major resistance. For right now, we're looking at between 48,000 as a close approximate, upwards of 52. This little $4,000 channel, we're going to probably see the price continue to be increased and decreased in the relative near future based on that. So that's kind of where we're at there. Not much else to really note from Bitcoin at the moment. Everything else is kind of null and void, because most of the averages and the indicators, they're kind of not really, they haven't caught up yet, right? Because most of them are based on averages, and this, it doesn't take into account a 27% decrease in 16 hours. So just bear that in mind. But all good things, I guess you could say, for Bitcoin. It's not terrible, not great. Okay. And just before we jump into Gala too, I want you to know I'm not a financial advisor, right? So if you're new to the channel, welcome. I love teaching people how to trade, and my passion is just, trading. I've been trading for over 15 years. This is my full-time job, and I actually have a community designed with the sole purpose of helping people become better traders. So be sure to check that out in your own time, of course. The link currently down below is for Patreon. We're going to transition away from that. I'm creating a website this month, in fact, with a web developer, and we're going to have that up and running by month end to ensure that the membership opportunities are tremendously better, more robust, and it has just an overall more user-friendly training educational experience, if that makes sense. All right. So anyways, check that out in your own time. Don't hesitate to obviously register for Patreon, just so you can register and kind of lock in your rate. We'll still be able to transition everything comfortably. So don't worry about that if you're currently a member or considering. Looking at Gala, though, let's go ahead and go to 1 day chart and work our way down, because any good trader has to understand the big picture and kind of go from there, right? Because the big picture here is that Gala, keep this in mind, Gala increased, what was this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 trading days. 633%. Okay. Now, I'd like to preface that because of the obvious fact of the matter is we've decreased almost 50%. You see that halfway point. 0.5 is a very strong support level on Fibonacci retracement. And that's kind of right where we're trending, but you got to understand we might actually lose that. Now, bear in mind, 0.5 on Fibonacci is up here, right? But if you go to the halfway point of this original starting point, that's usually where the price will reside. So we're essentially right at that 50% mark from its original increase in that 9 trading day, 600% increase, if that makes any sense. I just like to mention that because it's really helpful to know that, yes, if you look at the small time frame, oh my gosh, Gala just keeps losing. Well, you got to realize there's a lot of gains that took place, and that's what people are doing right now too. And the price is coming down. They're essentially taking their profits, and a lot of whales bought into this too. So don't even think this is the people's coin, because it's obvious if it was, it would keep going up. If it isn't, so obviously it isn't. The whales are driving the price down. But here's some key takeaways here, right? Looking at 0.786 on Fibonacci retracement, which is a good, healthy, a pretty standard retracement line. We're looking at right about 47 cents is where the price is consolidating. Now, I'm a little concerned that the price keeps going lower and lower here. I do feel as if we might lose the bottom, and we might actually start trending towards 37 cents, just in the general sense of the fact that you can only test a support level so many times before it, breaks down, if you will. And the inverse as well for resistance levels too, right? So I'm trying kicking a door down. You might not break it the first time unless you got one of those awesome hammers or whatever. But if you keep keep on keeping on, right? You're going to eventually break through that door, right? You're going to find a way. That's what's happening right now. That door is being knocked, and we need to respect the fact that that could very well break soon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row it's tested that level. Just be aware of that. Now, obviously, this little pattern here is usually a good sign, right? We typically see a break to the upside when that happens, because it's very common for a price to increase, consolidate within a pattern, and then break upwards. That's common. But what isn't common is a 27% decrease from Bitcoin in 16 hours, right? We need to understand that. And Gala has aligned itself with Bitcoin in the short term because it's overextended. Most of these gaming coins are overextended right now, even still, based on the fact that they increased 600 to 1,000% in no less than a month. Okay, so again, just a little education there. Take those things into consideration. If you just look at the technicals alone, there's one thing, but if you look at the big picture, that's why we do it. It's another. But good news is RSI is holding at 50 on the support there, essentially, which is synonymous with 47 cents. So as long as we hold 47 cents, we'll be good. I personally think we might lose that soon, just based on the fact that Bitcoin, I'm still slightly bearish on the short term for Bitcoin. I don't want to be, but I just feel as if we're going to see the bottom drop out again. And if that were to happen, then just know Gala will lose its bottom too. Okay. And just bear in mind, 37 cents isn't a bad price. So hypothetically, that were to happen, maybe consider adding some sell limits, buy limit orders. In other words, set a buy limit at 37 cents. There's a potential you might even get filled with that. Again, if the price decreases. Not saying it will. If it does, you be prepared. I got filled at like 3,600 on Ethereum recently, and I was super happy about it, just because it was just a random buy order that I put in there because I was dollar cost averaging, right? And I got filled. Very, very lucky there. That doesn't always happen, but be prepared, right? That's what dollar cost averaging is. Set 2 or 3 limit orders on the way down and see if you get filled. Okay. Anyways, that's where we're at there for Gala. 4-hour chart. We're just going to take a quick look at this. This is potential death cross forming. You've probably heard of that before, but when the 50-day simple moving average intersects with a 200 in a downward fashion, it's like a MACD divergence, a bearish divergence. Basically just means that you're losing that momentum, and the 50 should essentially work as a resistance that will push the price action down. So we could inevitably see that. It really just depends on Bitcoin's behavior. We're stuck under 50 on the RSI, really just implying the fact that 55 cents is a strong resistance. We should not expect the price to come above 55 cents. And I would estimate, again, we're going to probably see a break to the downside closer to 37 soon. Looking at the 1 hour, let's see where we're at. Ichimoku clouds, no good, right? So we got the lagging span intersecting the price action. The conversion line is below the baseline. These are all bearish indications. The only good news is the fact that this lagging span intersecting with the price action is telling us that the bears might be losing control. Okay, might is the key takeaway here. But you got to understand, if you look at this price action, right? Take a look at this, and then take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's up, down, up again. Gala is nothing but down, right? We got a slight increase here. Yes, that's a consolation, but overall, you compare the two, not looking good. Again, not looking great. And I know what you're thinking. Okay, isn't this a great time to buy in because it's a low price and the price should inevitably go up because it's only come down for so long? Short answer, yes, but it depends on how you do it, right? Don't put your entire freaking bag into this coin right now. Put a small amount, 5%, 10%, limit order, set the price you want to buy at. Don't just market order and get crazy, okay? Recommend you don't do that. Trust me on this, years of experience. I've done it before too. It's not like you, it's terrible if you do, but you're going to be stuck in position and wish you hadn't put all your eggs into one basket. All right, so that's kind of where we're at there. Not much else to note. We don't need to really even look at TD sequential. Yes, we got about 4 hours worth of bullish momentum here. We could see 5 or 6 more hours to the upside, but unless Gala starts making some moves here soon, I'm going to speculate we're going to see the price action continue to decrease and just slowly bleed over the next couple of days. I hope I'm wrong, but that's what everything's telling us here, okay? All right, so pay attention to Bitcoin. Make sure you understand the big picture. Set some limit orders, dollar cost average, all the above, and you'll be fine, okay? I hope you found benefit here. If so, of course, comment below. Let me know if you learned a thing or two here today. If you're not currently a member of my trading community, be sure to check that out. Currently available through Patreon, but we are transitioning over to a website here very soon, creating that as we speak, working with a web developer, making sure we have that nice, tight, awesome experience for our members. And it's going to be a much better facilitated learning environment than what we have currently through Patreon. So we're just trying to break away from that, You'll see that soon. If you're a current member, don't worry about it. The transition will be smooth. Be able to offer some coupon codes probably and be able to help that transition as well. So we'll look forward to seeing you next video. Hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll look forward to seeing you then. Have a good one. Take care.